to the victims. Yes, Shivani.
All right, thank you so much, Aditya, for all those updates on that story. We're shifting focus now towards Canada, where two Punjabi youths from Mansa in Punjab were shot dead in a targeted attack in southeast Edmonton, Canada, when unidentified assailants fired on them as they were heading to a friend's birthday party. The victims were identified as Gurdeep Singh, 27, from Bahre village, and Ranveer Singh, 18, from Udit Sediwala near Budlada. Both were found with gunshot wounds near a vehicle at about 1:43 a.m. and died at the scene despite life-saving efforts by the police and emergency services. Edmonton police have classified the incident as a targeted shooting and handed the case to the homicide section. Investigators are saying that the deaths do not appear random, though no motive has been disclosed as of yet. Autopsies are scheduled for December 16th and 17th. Officers are seeking information on a dark-colored SUV seen in the area and have appealed for dashcam or security footage from nearby streets between December 11th afternoon and early December 12th. Family members have said that the two had moved to Canada for education and work opportunities. Gurdeep had finished his studies and was awaiting a work permit. The killings have shocked their home, villages and the Punjabi diaspora, and police have urged anyone with information to come forward. In fact, taking this discussion forward, joining us on the broadcast is Colonel T.P. Tyagi, who is a defense expert. Sir, before I come to you, I will just introduce some details regarding the victims of this entire incident, who these two people were, just to get a background of the young lives that we've lost over there. Now, two Indians shot dead in Canada. These two men from Punjab were shot dead in a targeted attack in Canada. So, these are those unfortunate victims of that targeted attack. That's what the police is saying. And one of the victims was Gurdeep Singh. He was 27 and he was from Bahre village. So, one of the victims was Gurdeep Singh and he was just 27 years of age. Another victim was Ranveer Singh. His age was 18 and he was from the Udit Sediwala village near Budlada. So, both of these are from the Budlada area, and both these individuals had moved to Canada for education and employment. Obviously, we see a lot of the Punjabi diaspora over there for education and employment moving to Canada, but unfortunately, these two lost their lives. Gurdeep recently had completed studies and was awaiting a work permit. So, Gurdeep had completed his studies and was awaiting a work permit to work in Canada. He was looking at a very bright future ahead and over here, but his life was cut short. Now, family members were informed of the incident by a friend of the two victims. In fact, remember that both these individuals were heading towards a birthday party of a friend, and their family members were also informed of the entire incident when a friend actually called them and gave them that unfortunate news. Can we have the next slide about what information or what more information that can be provided in this scenario? So, understand that the two victims were headed to meet their friends when the assailant actually opened fire on their vehicle. So, that's how events actually transpired. They were actually heading to meet a friend when they were shot at. So, this is some of the information that we have received as of now regarding this entire incident that took place in Edmonton, Canada. Colonel Tyagi, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. We appreciate your time. When we are looking at this entire incident, sir, shootings at large have increased across the globe, but in Canada specifically, the Punjabi diaspora seem to be very fearful now, looking at this being a targeted killing, sir.
This is a targeted claim. Undoubtedly, this can be found out easily. The point is that do such incidents happen in communist countries or generally in Muslim countries? They generally happen in so-called liberal democracies. And liberal democracies have allowed more number of sharnaर्थीs into their country in the name of justice and equality and liberty and freedom and concern for others. And now they are paying the price. Now this incident which has happened, two bright soul, two emerging characters, they have been wiped out. Whatever may be the motive, I leave it to you. But the fact is that two people have been killed, and just a day before, similar things happened in Australia also on the Sydney beach. Who are the killers? The killers, have you ever seen the names like Prem Kumar Shukla is one of the killer, or you find some Pandit as the killer? The killers are generally those who believe in Islam, and they say that we obey Allah, and the one who does not obey Allah is a kafir, and killing a kafir is justified. Now this is generally their philosophy, and generally in most of the cases, as has been seen in the Australia case also, that the two miscreant or the two terrorists who killed about 16 people, they belong to Lahore. And now you can understand. So now there is a need. Canada is not having a free gun culture like America, but it has got restricted gun culture. Means you can get a gun only with a license, unlike America. But nevertheless, the guns are easily available with license. There should be, if you allow gun culture, then you should also allow peace education. This peace education should be a part of the curriculum in every school. What is this happening? The people who have ambushed the Punjabi students, those people must have come from some school. And if they were taught some sort of peace education, moral education, character building, national integration at the time of schooling, probably they would not have taken to this step. I consider from every instance we should learn and we should see that recurrence of such incidents does not take place in the coming future. It is a very, very sad incident in Canada which has taken place, and particularly because the Khalistan movement, now the government should also take action on it, because in the Khalistan movement there are pro and there are against. There are few people who are for it, there are few people who are against it. The government should remain impartial, but you know that Trudeau, he was with the Khalistanis. Now when the government takes such a step, so they lay the foundation of these type of incidents. I consider not only in Canada, in all liberal democracies, there should be a strict exercise. Firstly, what Trump is doing, immigration, unlawful people should be taken out, and those who remain in the country, they should be given some sort of guideline which should be against terrorism. And one particular thing in terrorism. Terrorism is good and bad. There are some countries, they say there is a good terrorism, there is a bad terrorism. Say for Pakistan, BLA and TTP are bad terror, and Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba are good terrorists. Now this division should finish. India has taken the lead in it. In the last G20 meeting in India, in the joint declaration, it was mentioned that terrorists, wherever, in whatever position, whatever time, and whatever may be the mode of operation, terrorist is a terrorist, and we should take action not only against the terrorist, but we should also identify the nation who supports it. So this should now become an international agenda of fighting all out against the terrorism. This is also a part of terror where 2 students have been killed. Over to you, ma'am.
Absolutely, sir. And Colonel Tyagi, when we look at this entire incident, it's a place like Canada. We have seen such shooting incidents against a popular celebrity and his cafe also that was there. We are seeing some antisocial elements thriving over there in Canada. So what do you have to say about that, sir?
This is certainly the government is responsible. When these type of things happen, when the moment there is an incident, and if you come to know that who is the terrorist, and if you do not take action against the terrorist or sufficient action against the terrorist, then it becomes that terrorism will now breed. In case of Canada, it started when the earlier Prime Minister, he in the Parliament, he said something without verifying the result. He said that yes, there are Indians who are responsible behind the murder of that gentleman in Niger or something. So it means that the discontent breeded from the top, not from the bottom. The things which come out from the bottom are rare, they can be easily controlled, but if the government is not impartial, if the government is not impartial, or if the political leaders are not impartial, then the things breed and breed strongly, and they have got very many manifestations and ramifications. So there is a need for the international community who support democracy, who support freedom, who support justice. Now they should sue to take cognizance of such incidents, and the concerned government of that country should be brought to notice. But how can it be done? It was supposed to be done by United Nations. But United Nations themselves suffer from a defect. United Nations Security Council's veto power was supposed to be taken away after 10 years.
All
means
right.
in 1955.
Thank you so much, sir, in fact, for joining us on the broadcast and giving us that valuable perspective.